As he is every third Thursday, is Mike Koenig, the coordinator for community services of Charlotte County, and we welcome Mike to the show. With him, he's brought guest Lynette Auger, who she'll tell us what she does in just a couple seconds. Once again, if you don't get all of the show, but you'd like to hear, it'll be rebroadcasted on Sunday on Southwest Florida Focus throughout our Clear Channel network. So we welcome Mike back. How'd the mocktail party go? Have you heard?
They had a really good time. Attendance was kind of low, and we're not sure.
We had the All-Star game.
Well, yeah, there was a lot going on.
Oh,
and you know what? It's funny down there. It's like if one person decides they're not going to go, a bunch of people don't go. They got this little social club going on down at the Portola Beach. So
they're called the Clicks, Mike.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that.
Okay.
Anyway, but the folks that were there, they did have a really good time, and not sure if we're going to do that one next year. We do another one called a Tropical Sunset Party during season, and that one's a big deal. I mean, we get a really good turnout for that one. It might just be the alcohol or lack thereof.
Could be. That wouldn't keep you or I away, of course.
No, not at all.
Because we'd bring our own. No, only kidding. Joining us this morning is Lynette Auger from Community Service. And Lynette, tell us what basically you do, and what is your forte over there? What departments have you worked in at Community Services before?
Just natural resources.
Okay. And you asked me if I knew Christy. I had met Christy once or twice when she was here. You've taken Christy's place, and you're doing all the natural resources stuff.
Missy Christie, who oversaw the shorebird and sea turtle programs. She passed away last year, and I assisted her through the years. And so with that, I have now taken over her responsibilities with the shorebirds and sea turtles.
And you guys won there was a big lawsuit about the turtles out in Englewood Beach area not too long ago, and I know that's all news, but I've seen a lot of nests out there this year at Englewood Beach.
Right now, throughout the county, there's probably over 600 nests.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
Is that more than there has been before?
Yes, much more.
Why?
Last year was a good year, but this year is a better year. I think a lot has to do with we didn't really have a winter, so the water was much warmer. So for them to go offshore, they just booming.
Yeah. I heard a couple things about the sea turtles, and one surprised me. And Mike, I don't know if you heard this. When they hatch and go to the sea, they want a lot of people around.
That's incorrect.
Well, I heard they want a lot of people around as they go to the sea, so the seagulls won't come down and snap them or snatch them up.
Well,
because the seagulls won't come near the people.
That's true. Generally, they hatch in the wee morning hours before sunset, hopefully. There's a few cases where they do hatch at daylight, and that's when the seagulls and other birds prey on them.
Right.
So we hope that they...
we hope they hatch in the middle of the night so they get out to sea when nobody's seen them. But if they do hatch during the day, it's good to have a crowd of people watch them go to the sea because the seagulls and all the other predators don't get to them.
That's true.
Okay.
If they do that, they need to keep a safe distance from
Right.
them because they kind of go everywhere trying to get to the water, and there's hundreds of them.
We always hear the stories of, what's the word I'm looking for? That they need to keep away from direct light and that kind of stuff. Why is that if they're under sand?
It's not that they're under sand, it's when they emerge from the sand, the lights from houses and flashlights and street lights disorient them.
Okay, they think that's the moon?
Yes.
Okay.
And the light reflecting off of the ocean.
Okay, I understand that. That's neat stuff.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the things that Lynette gets to do. I say gets to do. But, she actually goes out on the beach and looks for light pollution that could be distracting to the turtles. And, she talks with owners of homes and businesses and, lets them know that there's a problem and they try to rectify it. And as you know, out at Englewood Beach, when they replaced all the street lights, We did some customized lighting out there to try and prevent the light spillover. So again, to, protect the nesting turtles.
Wow, that's kind of neat. How big of a, 600 nests.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the percentage, I heard percentages years ago about the number of sea turtles that hatch and make it back to land. It's like thousands, say there's 1,000 hatched, only six make it or something like that?
It's basically 1 in 1,000.
Okay, I was close. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
very close.
And with 600 nests, how many hatchlings will that be?
It could range. There's about 100 to 200 eggs in a nest. So
Wow.
you
Yeah.
times that by
That's a lot of
600.
baby turtles.
That's a lot.
And, okay, maturation, when will they come out of the eggs? How long will this take, the gestation period?
The gestation period varies. It's from 45 to 60 days. That also depends on the temperature of the sand to help with the gestation.
Okay.
If they're in a cooler spot, that's going to take a little bit longer for them to hatch. That also determines the sex of the turtle as well, the temperature of the sand.
Really?
Yes.
Both of us go.
I didn't know that one.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just read a book where I didn't know monitor lizards were asexual. They could have their own babies by themselves. So I thought that was pretty ingenious. Yes. Now, do you have the volunteers, the staff of volunteers that goes out there? Because I know you got a lot of volunteers out there, cordoning off the nests and stuff like that. Do they know the date that the eggs were laid so that you can watch? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they do know the date because they go out every single morning and they keep a logbook and mark the date that they find it. So Friday night there was a nest, but the monitor goes out the next morning. They've located it. They verify that it is a nest. So they take.
How do they verify?
They actually check the tracks.
Okay.
You can identify whether they nested or not by the markings of the area and their crawl, and to make sure that they quarantine off the nest itself. They then dig up the nest very gingerly to verify where the eggs are,
Okay.
and then they rope off that particular area. They also kind of mark it with back markers for washover, any of that stuff, if the stakes get knocked down, so they can then go back after they've hatched to verify if the nest was 100% successful. They have to do sampling, so they have to determine how many eggs actually hatched from the actual nest, and identify pips, which
Right.
don't make it out fully, or undeveloped eggs. So
Okay.
we have to keep track of all that data for FWC
Let's go to
as
the phone
well.
lines. You got one. Yep, you got one of them in. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Back in the early 70s, my aunt lived down in Edisto Beach, South Carolina,
Yep.
and there's a state park there, and I don't remember, I guess it was state people, and they told us we could come out at night and watch the turtles come up. And there would be handfuls of us every night. There'd be 10 here, and maybe 15 down there, and another all over. And we went out for, I guess 6 nights before we finally saw one of these magnificent turtles coming up on the sand. We stayed way far away from it, but you could see it in moonlight. And it went up and it laid 125 eggs, and we were amazed that they were so soft. They just bounced on each other when they popped down. And she was actually crying. You could see the tears coming down her eyes. And it was magnificent.
You sure that wasn't?
Forget it as long as it-
You sure that wasn't tears or sweat? You sure that wasn't? Thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience, hon. Appreciate that. Now, have you ever seen him hatching up? Because I think it's neat. I've seen him hatch and go to the sea,
Yes.
and it reminds me of the start of a marathon. Think about it.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. It's mass confusion. The first one, it basically pops out of the nest and everybody follows and they go every which way. And you can tell when the actual nest the next day has hatched because it looks like zippers all through the
Yeah,
sand
it does,
from the little
yeah.
turtles.
Yeah.
So
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. We've got Tommy with our weather forecast and a lot more. So stay right there. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Easy peasy.
Just
that's funny. Well, I know, but I've never.
see,
I can't
a lot of
think
people
of
are, Lynette. A lot of people.
On Friday and
The
Saturday,
same way.
50% chance
They
of
come in
showers.
scared to death.
Highs both days.
Could you grab Tommy for a second?
That's the weather.
See if he can come in for a second.
Yes, traffic.
Come on.